Here we go.
Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the CAYACast. It is not only the last episode for the year, but it is also the last episode ever in the studio space.
Big O.
But also moving on up to greater, better things.
Moving onwards and upwards. Indeed. So we thought for the end of the year we'd do a team check-in. We are not like hectic one. We are missing Durant, who is currently in Mossel Bay.
Gin tasting.
So I don't think he's that upset about it. But anyways, we will we'll fill in. We'll make do. Methinks. Let's kick things off with. Let's do a little Valley Mountain Flower on the year. I feel we all understand starting things off with a Valley Mountain Flower. So for those who don't understand, when we do our weekly meetings, we do something called Valley Mountain Flower, where we each tell the rest of the team the valley of the last week, the low point, the mountain, which is the high point, and the flower for this week, which is what you're looking forward to. So we're going to do a Valley Mountain Flower on 2022 as a team, starting with Gina on that side of the couch and then coming back around.
Sure. That's a big one to put me first on Valley Mountain Flower for the whole year. But Valley, I guess, just being a bit overworked for too long because I felt like I couldn't fully dedicate myself then to anything like properly. Mountain, I would definitely say opening the cafe. I've always wanted to open a cafe and I never thought it would happen at this point in my life. And also like finishing my degree and still like, doing that really well. So I survived, yay. And flower, I'm looking forward to next year. Guys, why did you put me first? I don't want it.
We can loop back on flower if you want.
Are you guys gonna be like, oh, my favorite thing was like this production, and my value was this production,
Well,
and
it's
my
different for
flower
everyone.
for next year is that production, and I'm like, my flower is reconnecting with myself.
Good for you. That's the
So-
most solid
That's
answer.
beautiful.
And having good gut health.
And having good gut health. But we're really on top of that, though. We
Okay.
didn't go through 2022 sleeping on gut health. But thanks, Jared.
Kyra, your turn.
So obviously I'm the new guy, right?
The new guy. That was me for a while.
So I guess, yeah, guys, to be honest,
I'm going to cry.
photographers don't really get work. So the fact that you guys took me on, like, straight after my degree, like, well, I mean, my to be honest, I didn't even freaking graduate yet. And, like, you guys took me on.
So
You
was
don't
that the valley?
No. Sorry. My brain is doing things, but this is the mountain. I think just like, because I'm positive, you know, start with the positive. But I think just you guys taking me on and like believing in me was really profound. I'm trying also not to get emotional. I'm getting
Oh, Jesus, guys. We're only like 5 minutes in. Save the
Really
crying for
emotional.
later.
We love you,
Jokes,
Kyra.
tears of views.
But I just think, yeah, it was really special. Like, Kai is definitely like a family environment, and like I definitely feel held here, and I felt held here from the beginning, even as like an intern, just doing the things. Yay! So yeah, like that was great. For the
Clipped.
year, I think an overall valley would probably be, yeah, I think a lot of changes have happened, like things that I didn't think I didn't think things were like, it was possible for certain things to happen, and they've happened. So pretty much a trip and still navigating through that. To be honest, I'm just excited and like for my flower. See, I'm jumping the gun. Always, every Mountain Valley flower do this. But my mountain would be just new beginnings, and also just like starting like a new life, I guess. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah,
A whole
deep.
new
That
life.
went very deep. I feel
A whole
Good.
new world.
We've
Exactly
set
that.
the tone for the podcast. We're not here to fuck around.
Fuck.
Jared.
For me, honestly, I don't really have like a valley. I don't know, when shit like fucks up, it's kind of nice in a way, forces you to get out of your comfort zone. So I don't really look back on the year and be like, oh, that was like the worst part. If anything, that was like the most exciting part. I don't even have like a specific time I can talk about. But Mountain was definitely joining this family.
Forgot that happened this year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's hectic.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would be either working at Butler's delivering pizza, or
An
working
extremely important job to the people of Cape
A
Town.
public service in
Yeah, like
or I would be slaving away as some editing assistant. Long hours, no sun, less than I get now. But yeah, and flower, just I mean, as cliche as it sounds, looking forward to whatever happens next year, which is, I mean, very uncertain at this point in terms of where we're going to branch to.
Yeah,
But
I
definitely
think-
going to be somewhere
Yeah.
exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's fairly well. Yeah, it's well said. Valley this year. I'm probably going to echo Gina's sentiment somewhat, just in like, hey, what is rest? Big, yeah. Because I've been working hard, and at times not as smart as I'd like to have been doing. Is alles alright? Okay, like
Just making sure.
yeah, and just generally being very fatigued and exhausted. Mountain, sure, so much has happened this year. There've been, so many projects that were really incredible to work on. It would be hard to single out a project as a highlight, I think. For me, and it's a broad and whatever mountain, but it's the impact that people are telling us that we're having, which sounds conceited, and it's like, oh yeah, like the validate, but it's not that. It's in terms of like the amount of people that'll come up to us and say that, talk about the podcast and how they learn something or how valuable they find certain things. And I'm just really proud of the fact that we are doing stuff that no one else in the industry is doing, and pushing boundaries and challenging how things get done in so many different ways. And I'm also really proud of the fact that it is in so many different ways. I think that's also important. And then flower for next year, sure. Simplifying, I think, is what I'm looking forward to next year, is simplifying things. And
Have we explained, I can't remember, have we explained why we're in this environment at the moment?
well, there's a multitude of reasons for that. isn't
Well, I
there?
mean, like this over here.
Yeah, so
Going on to that topic,
yes,
yeah.
so things are going to change next year. We've been doing a lot of reflecting over the last couple of, well, for me, days, weeks, months, in terms of, and like where our strong suits are, where we're seeing demand in the market for the services we provide, and kind of what's working, what isn't, where our strengths lie as a team, where our strengths lie as individuals, and I think particularly one thing I want to do is maximize my strengths actually and efficiently. But one of the things that we have realized is that fundamentally our value is as a production company, as a media production team, in kind of the platform management stuff that we're doing for clients in our kind of particular areas of expertise, but that ability and our ability to serve that well is largely remote as it is now anyways, and we can do much more and offer much more to those clients by being more flexible and able to move with them, which largely we have been for a while. And I think that also is the thing for me. We've been largely working remotely or mobile, either on set or on production, for a while. And we realized there was more value in being flexible than being tied down into one space. And so, we are officially moving out of this space in a couple of days, which is its own stress. But anyways, it's the end of a chapter for sure. It's been just over a year in this space, a year and 2 months. And we've grown so much in that time. We've had so many incredible people come through the space. I'm going to miss the CAYA family wall.
I was just thinking that. We
It's
have to
going
take
to
a
be
photo
and print
print.
it. Yeah. We've had so many cool people come through here, so many cool conversations, studio sessions, projects we've worked on in here, events. I mean, the list goes on. But as Gina said, kind of onwards and upwards and on to the next phase of, and which I think will really help us to serve those kind of bigger clients better in any case. That being said, I don't think it's the end of us as a studio, providing a studio offering. I think there's a lot that we'll be able to bring into different spaces and bring to different spaces. So, I think fundamentally going into next year, we're changing in terms of what we are into being we're a digital media production house. We specialize in podcasting, event media, and kind of organic content creation, and then also kind of offer consulting services in event production, creative space management, studio session management, and creative strategy, for lack of a better way of putting it. And that's an evolution which was necessary. It was something that was happening naturally anyways, and I think this is just kind of making the logistics fall better in line with that. And I think it's going to open up a lot of opportunity and invite a lot of flexibility, which I'm really excited about. But it is very much an end of a stage, and I think I'm excited about what we're going to be able to do in other spaces, with different aesthetics, different vibes, different depending on the requirement and depending on the production, which I think is really exciting. And I'm excited to take the CAYACast on the road as opposed to just being in here all the time. I think it's a really cool opportunity for us to also be in different creative spaces and show off those spaces as much as we get to show off people and conversations, which I think is going to be really fun.
What would you say is the thing you're going to miss most about the studio? Like whether it be the studio itself or it being in town, or I suppose you're always going to be in town because of the cafe. Yeah. But the studio itself,
I think the thing I'll miss the most was just the kind of events that we did and were able to hold in this space. And the reason I reference events is it just those were the times, and there were a couple of other times, but those were the times where the studio felt the most utilized fully to me. And I really liked that we could convert it from, a couple of different studio spaces and an office space and a lounge space into like this much fuller creative space. And people always loved the energy that it had and the vibe that it gave. And I really enjoyed when we did that for events. So there were a couple of shoots as well where they really kind of made maximum use of the space.
Those events were like, I
really enjoyed the events.
I was going to say, like, on the behind the scenes type thing, the fucking missions we made for moving things upstairs, downstairs, taking it to the cafe. That's why I said I like the
events with like a face, because I didn't mind the admin. I think that they were great for like the brand and connecting with people. So like the admin didn't bother me, but like logistically it obviously wasn't.
Yeah, the execution, what it came down to is the execution was always complex because we always had to completely flip our office and studio into
office parties. We didn't need to flip the office at all.
We did have some good office parties. I feel like it's a good way of looking at it. I'm going to flip the question. What are you each going to miss the most about the things that happened in studio? Going the other way around. You go, Jared.
For me, it's just like coming into a place that's not like your house, like waking up, sitting at your desk. You're coming into a place like fresh, like greeted with a smile. Everyone's here to work, have fun. Not like not too serious of an environment, but also not just like fucking around completely. So yeah, it's mostly probably that. Just coming to a place where everyone's fucking chilled, for lack of better words.
And I'm keen to chat about how we can do that differently later, but Kara.
So basically, what I'm going to miss most is just like the multi-layers that the studio had and its ability to be something more than just the office space, and it's like a place where you record, film, take pictures,
tattoos.
Exactly. It was everything. It's like it could be anything, which is quite nice. And I like that.
Yeah. I want to, we'll get into the that usage, Gina.
I'm going to miss when we have in days, just getting to see all of you, especially because I've been like super busy increasingly during the year. Like I often do a lot of my work at home or like behind the scenes, and like I miss like chilling with the work homies. Why am I so weird on the podcast? Oh, sorry, driving here, I was actually like, how did I get conned into like putting my conversations online and being perceived by people like until the end of time? I'm like, I don't understand. But anyway, I'm gonna miss seeing you guys, but I know that we'll still like, we're gonna sort out the work situation. We'll talk about that now. And then I think also, I guess I might like meet our clients less frequently, because if I was here and someone came for a meeting or a session, you meet them like by proxy. I don't even know if that's the right word. Whereas like, unless I'm working on a production, like, or in a meeting, I might not meet them. So it's just been like cool meeting people that pass through the space.
Yeah. I think the common element has been, which I'm most like stoked about, is that it's other than mine being like the events were cool, but that like actually it's what I love about coming to work every day, because the events are much less frequent, is everyone's just like, I'm keen to like come to work and see the homies and have a space where I can come and be creative. And what I like about that is I don't think that has to do with the more than four walls, that's for sure in this pussy. But it's more about the people and less about the place, which I think is the point. And I think is the point that we're making structurally, and is what makes me not nervous about it.
Leaving the space
is that the value doesn't inherently come from the space. The value comes from what we bring to it, not the space itself. And I think that's important for us to know. You know, and yeah, is what makes it, I think, a lot more plausible. But in doing that, you know, like we want to be able to do that next year, and still have that kind of vibe, or in my mind, even enhance it. And you know, I know from my perspective, one thing I want to do is like at least once a week. And look, there's also a lot of things in the pipeline that'll affect day to day who's working where. You know, we might be on site for different things, but like once a week have like a homework day, for lack of a better word. You know, where instead of coming to town, everyone comes to one of our houses, and obviously purely on a volunteer basis. Mine is up for use, but you know, where we come together and we can still set up, you know, different workstations, but on the days where we do need to have meetings together and we do need to be in a room together, but also in an environment where we can, I think, maximize the other side of it, which is the like being together and having fun and being creative. And I think, you know, being in a slightly more relaxed environment from that sense might actually help us, you know, to do that. It's more comfortable, it's more relaxed.
Pajamas.
Pools. We can swim in pools for, you know,
Yeah.
to
I think the
take heat off.
opposite. I think we should rock up in suits.
Hey,
I mean, I don't mind. I don't
Life
mind a
is
suit
about
day.
balance.
Yeah.
life is about, yeah, we do fancy Fridays every day at someone's house.
Fancy Fridays. I love
And
that.
Fancy sometimes means pajamas and sometimes means suits. But you know, I think that's something that I'd like to do, because I think it'd be a really nice way of doing that. Sure.
Are you?
No, if you have something you want to throw in, or if anyone has something they want to throw in, they're
No,
welcome
I was just
to.
wondering what your.
I was kind of
your
just-
blank face.
I was kind of consolidating, thinking about everything that's happened and over the year. We only started the CAYACast like halfway through this year. When did we start the
Really?
CAYACast?
Well, we're on episode
30.
30 now, so
I think this will be episode 30,
Yeah,
which is a
this-
nice round
I
number to
know.
end on.
So
I also
you
appreciate
you
that.
divide that by what, 4?
Well, yeah, we did it weekly, so it's well over half, but it's only just over half a year, because there's 52 weeks in a year. There's
Yeah.
26
Yeah.
Yeah.
weeks in half the year, so it probably June.
Have we missed a week since we started?
Yeah, I think
Once
we've
or
missed it once
twice.
or twice.
Yeah.
So I
So
think we
we're
started like
fairly consistent.
May-ish then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Which-
still think we can improve the CAYACast. I'm
dramatically.
excited.
100%. Yeah, we were even talking about starting
Yeah.
a separate Instagram just for the
You're joking.
just like
No.
a clips. It's like a clips channel.
like collateral.
Okay.
You literally just spam clips instead
It's
of
like,
2.
does it look like my phone can handle another Instagram?
Yeah, actually, pull up your Instagram now. How many accounts do you have on your?
Sure, but like, there's accounts you guys don't know about.
Oh, you
don't need to say all of them.
yeah,
You can just say the number.
How many?
Just say the number. Yeah.
7.
Damn.
Yo, I barely have one, and I ignore it as much as possible.
But I don't like you. Those are just the accounts I have.
Yeah.
Some of them have. Anyway. But I wanted to know. I know it's going to be difficult to choose probably, but each of our favorite productions, or it can even be like a studio session that's happened. You plugging Table Mountain Water. That's happened this year.
Shoo. Who wants to go first? I feel like this is easiest for Cairo to answer.
Because
Yeah.
they've been
Sorry, I was
List.
fixing the focus. I literally got a multitask.
favorite production or like studio session that you've worked on this year with us.
To be honest,
Can't be without us.
like Tyler Page. I think going to the waterfront, the aquarium, and filming that was so sick, because to be honest, like, you guys know I'm like a photographer by like qualification, but like I feel like I threw myself in the deep end there. No tripod. The hands were like osteo. How were they?
No, fine.
Yeah, like
I've had worse.
Lol.
but like yeah, so like basically experiencing that, and also just, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Like, yeah, I love that. But I enjoy really all of it, to be honest. But I feel like that's like a personal favorite that like will stay with me. Trying to think of any more. Basically every event.
wait, get the camera.
I forgot to take it this time. Yeah, Jared, show off your videography skills.
The event that happened at the CAYA Cafe,
Which one?
the last one.
Yeah.
Lucanio's one.
Guys, it's gonna come out on the CAYA Cafe YouTube.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Like insane. Like
Was
I
it a
literally
banger?
no, like
You
to
don't
be honest,
understand.
like I literally tell you guys after every event, but like
I know.
No.
CAYA's gonna literally be like the fucking future.
The
like,
end of that set was spiritual.
It was.
No.
Like,
it was wild.
it
Like
was hectic.
Yeah.
it was insane. Yeah, like to be honest, that's up there for me. But like every event that happens there, I love CAYA, the cafe, and
Yeah.
CAYA, like, but
So
I love CAYA
if
Cafe.
anyone's like confused, CAYA Cafe with a K, like down the road, you see now you're getting the fucking wrong angle again. CAYA Cafe down the road. When we do live performances, we often record the sets, and
Well,
that's
For our Friday Night
For our
Live
Friday
series,
Night
we
Live.
record the sets.
yes. And then if
Alternatively,
you want to pay, yeah. But that's how CAYA Productions becomes involved there. And I forgot where I was going with the rest of that. This
Yeah,
Hunters is making me gassy.
that's okay.
Should have done that into the mic.
Yeah, you should. have.
I'm so over it. I just keep being like, why am I on camera? I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking.
It's
I don't
okay.
know.
we need vulnerability. What was your favorite production?
Oh, you see, this is why we can't have nice things, Jared. This is why we're moving out of the studio. Actually, is because Jared's just destroying
I
everything.
just fuck up everything.
My favorite production this year, I think there's two. The Hearty event with Nasty C and all the other acts was very cool. I know that was this year as well. The energy was just like really great, and it was like incredible to be like, I mean, I'm by no means a professional photographer or videographer. It's always been a hobby. And then like,
Well, now you get paid to do it. So
now I get paid to do it. I don't know what that means. I get paid to do it when I have time. But that was really cool being like there at the stage, like so close. I was like, me? And then the other one would be the Me and B store launch documentary, saying that it's all coming back to me how long Jared and I sat and worked on the edit for that. But I feel that that was a very cool project where we got to really work the like storytelling behind the brand, like moral value vibe that I like about what we do.
well said.
Thanks, Brad. I appreciate you.
You're so welcome.
Commending.
Actually, I'm going to
offerings.
pass this that way.
What was the question?
Your favorite like production?
Oh yes.
Or it could have been like a studio session, but like
in all honesty, this might be like a cop out answer, but definitely Plet Rage.
that's not a cop out answer.
I mean, it was so recent, but
Yeah,
like definitely like 100%.
Is it because that's all you can remember?
No, just like being like I love being on set and like slaving away for hours on end.
We did do that.
With
And he's not even being sarcastic, guys.
yeah, with little to
Like,
no sleep. But like after a few days of no sleep, you almost like get this.
get on
You're enlightened.
You get like this high. You almost like you get this buzz going. And you're like, damn, like the more
I can
time.
rock this shit.
Yeah, it's like, oh, should I sleep now or should I like extend it a bit longer because I'll get more sleep deprived. But yeah, like just
Crazy
yeah,
human.
and the people you meet like on set, on site, and stuff like that. Like you with them constantly for hours on end every single day for however long you're on set, and yeah, just that whole experience for me is very exciting. So that was my favorite.
I still can't believe you gave Brad a nicotine pouch.
Oh yeah, let me tell them that story.
Okay, it's story time.
So
Nice.
so basically there was this promotion by Vooz going around. You just have to put your email in their phone, whatever, and they give you this stuff called snooze. Snooze?
No,
Sure,
it was a
neither of
it was a
those words have
velo-
made sense to
Yeah,
me.
it was a
Booze and
velo
snoosh.
Yeah, but like-
something.
What's going on?
But like it's basically it's like this nicotine patch you put in your gum. So like not chewing tobacco, like a menthol nicotine like pouch you put in your gum. Anyway, I put it in, it starts burning like a motherfucker. I'm like, okay, whatever. Then Brad walks over and I'm like, ooh, here we go. And I'm like, Brad, would you like some drugs? And obviously you thought I was joking.
I thought they were mints.
Yeah. And then he puts it in and then like 30 seconds goes by and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta tell him. So I was like, oh, by the way, it's actually nicotine. And he was like, oh. And then I leave. to
For
go-
context, I
Yeah.
never smoked a cigarette in my life. My brief brushes with nicotine are mostly from cigars, and that's rare.
So I leave to go like throw something in the bin. I come back and Brad is not looking too well. And he's like, I haven't been able to get off my chair for the past 10 minutes. And I was like, shit, I didn't know it was that strong. Even afterwards, Brad was like, oh, I think I need to get some food now. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll see you now. And I was about to walk the other way and I just saw him stumble a bit. And I was like, actually, I'll go with you.
So Jared very kindly chaperoned me all the way around the corner to the Dairy Maid shop on. Well, we went to the food truck and they didn't have food. And then we were like,
Hectic, so it was just a track.
oh, shit. Or they didn't have vegetarian food, one of the two, which is very common on the garden route. May order do not go
No.
up the garden
Yeah.
route as a
Brad lived on
vegetarian.
cheese
Oh,
and
yeah, you
tomato
also
toasties.
vegetarian.
What am I gonna eat?
Cheese and
Well,
tomato.
I'll tell you. There's
No,
like
take stuff with you.
3 things. Listen, at least you don't have to do 8 days of it.
Yeah.
It's 3
Yeah.
days.
Can I tell you what to do? Which I told Brad when they got back, and this is for anybody. This is such a good meal idea. Is get like a flask that you put like your tea, coffee, hot chocolate, whatever in, hot water, and take it with you. Take a fucking 2-minute noodle sachet. Even pack some like little frozen veg. And then you put it all together. You literally shake it and you like have a fucking delicious ramen
That
soup.
sounds disgusting.
Are you serious?
And
Yeah.
we did not have enough power for that to be an
Shame.
option.
That's true. You guys barely had hot water. But why does that sound disgusting? It's 2-minute noodles. It's just in a flask. Sorry, sir. Do you want like a porcelain bowl?
Yeah, listen, you got to eat variety. Well,
I mean,
This is for the people who can't buy meat.
I mean, we didn't really eat that much.
Flasked ramen.
No, but seriously,
That's
that's
true.
something. Is that it?
Patented.
So tell me the 3 things I can eat.
there'll be either a cheese and tomato sandwich / toasty / something.
I know a spot.
Okay,
Spot.
okay.
Slaps.
Yeah, I know. The cheese and tomato toasties from the is it a
Total.
total on
Yeah.
the total on the circle at plate? Slap.
Okay.
That's where we
You'll-
got the sunnies.
Cheese and
You
tomato.
either get a cheese and tomato or a spinach and feta
Okay.
pie
Mm.
or like some
Egg
or an
mayo?
egg mayo. Those are like
Yeah.
and it's not a and, it's probably an or.
whatever they
Like
decide
whatever
to
shop
graze
you
the
go in, you
veggies.
get one of the 3. You
Yep.
don't get 3.
Nice. So in other words, I can need to bring like food.
The garden, you'll eat a lot of potato.
Don't bring food. We will like stop at the checkers there. in Pled,
do
rather.
some
Yeah,
shopping.
that's true. Yeah.
It's not. I'm being after like 8 days. It gets a lot because then you've just been cycling the same 3 things.
Also,
You said
you
there's a lot
guys
of
didn't
potato.
have time to,
and we
actually
had a lot less
invest
time.
in food.
Yeah, we couldn't we had no time to make
Yeah.
food or anything.
And the
like
load
that.
shedding. Oh my word.
Shame.
Demons.
Yeah.
We wake up load shedding. Can't make food. During
But
the
yeah,
day.
Bled Rage was our favorite.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, just like the
Not having power of food just added to the Jared's experience of it being the best.
Continuous suffering was just so wonderful.
It was electrifying.
Yeah,
No,
loved it.
Yeah,
Do you like
I
the
mean,
sunnies I got him? Have you seen them?
No.
Okay.
I'll show them to you afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're dank. You'll like them.
Don't let Jared
Um,
advise what sunglasses you should buy.
I mean, Pled Rage was probably my favorite as well. I think just because it was the biggest thing that we'd done as well, biggest project. It was the biggest challenge. We were a small crew taking on a mammoth of a task. Kyra and
Yeah.
Jared are about to leave tomorrow to go back up to Pled to the same site to do.
Well, when does this come out? Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you'll be on the road.
So we in Pled.
You in play
Right now,
Lekker. Send questions about Wonder Bay.
I
don't know.
hope the cheese and tomato sandwich is slapping right now, Cara.
Yeah.
Me too.
It's a banger, I
Okay.
promise.
Okay.
Also, just for people that don't know what you were doing at Play Rage, set recordings of
Yes.
the DJs
Yes.
performing,
Yeah.
so audio visual.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
Fun
so
stuff.
on Played Rage, it was a team of 3. It was me, Jared, and Durant. Crack skeleton crew of operators. And we were recording the sets and the live performances throughout Played Rage from Friday to Friday. Well, we didn't record on the Friday. We did Saturday to Friday. And we had 2 recording rigs, parts of which are decorating the set here today. You can see Jared's road rig there, in all its power and glory. Missing a few critical components, which we're picking up tomorrow. But yeah, and we had 2 rigs, one of which was installed at the main Meadows stage for the entire event, and the other which we moved between Bikini Beach and the Sonic Garden stage every day except Sunday.
That actually was demons.
That was the that was the challenge of the thing, and yeah, it was setting it up every morning, striking it, taking it to the second site, setting it up,
but also
striking at
like
2:30.
it became so normal, we like didn't even think twice about it.
Yeah, no, like quite quickly
Yeah.
it got very rhythmical, and we got very quick and like highly efficient at doing it well and
Yeah,
fast.
what was our
and
best time? Like 20 minutes back down, 15 minutes back down.
one time I think we did like 17 minutes, just
Yeah.
you and me as well. It
That
was
was
the 2 of
crazy.
us, and we just smashed it. But yeah, and we got to, yeah, I mean, like, so much of what Jared said is true. I think I'm also I'm a sucker for a long day, you know, in production clothes. Yeah, it is just electric on set, and yeah, I think it's mostly it is because of the people you meet on production as well. I mean,
100%.
we were so lucky with the crews that we worked with, and the CCPP guys, the rest of the Played Rage team, the Lucky Fish team.
Shout out Ameth.
Yeah, shout out Ameth. Shout out our roomie Ameth, who we're definitely gonna have on the CAYACast. Yeah, I mean Ameth, Ashley, Gia, Sarah, the whole Rage team. Yeah, I'm actually not going to get into
don't.
names. It's just going to
Yeah.
become a disaster.
Yep.
We love you all, and it's not personal. But yeah, and so many artists that we got to like meet and work with,
Yeah,
who
fuck.
were like some of the biggest artists in the country that we just ended up like chatting with, or yeah, like there was like DJs and artists who, yeah, like you read about for
Yeah,
years and years,
it's-
and then end up like sharing a jiggy with outside your room like at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, like this experience just made me realize more, like they're just fucking normal people, like us,
Yeah.
just a little bit of fame, you know, a little bit
Yeah.
of Instagram followers, some talent.
Some
Yeah.
talent.
Not always guaranteed, controversial, but true.
But yeah, they're just normal people.
Yeah. No, it was an incredible learning experience, incredible people. Yeah, and just a lot of fun. And actually things went overwhelmingly pretty smoothly. There's always bumps in the road, but we handled them all really well, which I'm really stoked about. And which is why I'm fully confident sending you all back on your own. I will be here doing Alcazar. But yeah, I think Played Rage was a huge learning, and I'm really excited for where that's going to take us. I think next year, because I think
Yeah.
we're going to be able to do a lot of fun things. I want to do a manifestation from everyone or like what you hope and believe is going to happen
That felt so weird.
for us next year.
Starting with Kyra.
Sorry, I'm being attacked by a fly.
Really?
Yes.
The manifestation queen. Give us.
The manifestation fly.
Manifestation for next year. For Kaya or
One personal, one for Kaya.
I have like a special like space, like words. I have a special place in my heart for the cafe. If I know they're not separate things, but I'm just gonna talk about it because I really like the cafe.
It's part of the. It like very much is a part of the umbrella of offerings that we have, and we're very integrated with the cafe.
Yeah, so like to be honest, just for more people to recognize like how fucking insane the cafe is, and like I do believe that it's gonna go huge. It's gonna be huge, and it's gonna be like a landmark in Cape Town for like live events. I believe that, and I feel like from the first event that I saw, from like the last one that I saw right now, that hasn't changed. So yeah, I think that's a manifestation, just like a landmark for like live events, and just like Cape Town's a little spot that a lot of people, because someone told me, I think I told you guys, someone told me, it was like, what's the spot, Kaya, that I keep on seeing? Like, so yeah,
hey,
that's what I'm saying. So yeah, that I guess like, okay, and then if I speak about like Kaya with a C, I would say I mean, I'm trying to think now.
Manifest a raise.
I mean,
Why would you do that?
like,
Jokes.
like
Well,
yes.
okay, I can guarantee
Actually,
you
that's
that I'm
mine.
going to make that happen.
That's mine. We can both manifest.
Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, like, also just like the whole, I think, because what's happening is it's definitely like an evolution taking place of like this idea of being like remote and what that means like in the workspace, for like a lot of companies in general. Like, I think that has happened since COVID. That has been a thing. This idea of like working remote, and just like what that will lead to for Kaya. I'm interested to see like what will happen at this point next year. Would we then move back into a space that it like I guess I'm just interested to see like what would happen, like, or would we be like on Google Meet and you'd be like in Bali, Jared's in New York. Do you know what I mean? What would happen? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Why New York?
I don't know. I just like,
New York.
Because you're weirdly cold. I'm joking.
Damn. Jesus.
No, I'm joking. You're not a cold person.
no, but like,
Just
Crazy.
but like,
I'll
yeah,
take
like,
that.
I guess like, I
Did you
don't know.
like
You
it?
look like you're wearing Bali swag right now, and this kind of looks like New York swag in a way.
And me, I know where I want to be, but
Where do you want to be?
when I look like I want to be,
The beach.
I do want to be at the beach, but I want to go to Thailand. And then I just want to be in Amsterdam. But that's besides the point. So you're manifesting that we might move into a new space, or is that just
Or
like
be all over the world.
To be
doing fun
honest,
shit.
I don't really have much expectations, and that's just who like I am as a person. So it's very difficult. I just guess I'm excited to see what it will become.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like without much attachment and
to an actual result.
yeah.
Well said. Who's next? Gina, I think.
getting a pretty candle shot?
Okay.
For Kaya, was it for me at Kaya or for Kaya in
Personal
general?
and
Oh, personal. Okay. Personally, I would like to be compensated for the work I do, but it's fine because I've like always chosen to, like not always be. But you
getting
asked.
called out on a public platform.
Guys, I knew they didn't. I'm not being tricked.
Yeah,
but
Been
especially,
bamboozled.
yeah, they didn't bamboozle me. They're not that good. I choose to be here. But it would be nice, hopefully, as we find like more stability and more focus in what we do as a company. Yeah, because obviously, time is not of the essence. No, time is
Time is of the essence.
is of the essence, and I don't have a lot of it. So And then for the company, I think, is this like year 2 or did it stop?
Going into year
No,
3.
did it stop the
This was the-
camera? It just did. I saw it in the corner of my eye.
I've been filming a stroll.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, while Brad goes, we're not going to stop talking. This is going into year 3. That's crazy. I feel like we've done a lot of different things and like chopped and changed between like spaces and like our focus of like what we do as a company. And like I'm hoping, I don't know, we'll just like find like where we're meant to be as a company and sort of like settle into something, because it is quite, it's difficult to like, even though it's almost 3 years, we're still like a new company, and the uncertainty and like the brain power and everything that goes into like keeping this this happening is hectic. So some more stability, and then we can like really push whatever that looks like, and then like become like pew, 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 incredible at it.
On that topic,
Yeah.
like a lot of people come up to me and be like, yeah, I see what you guys are doing at CAYA. Looks super fun. Like you guys look like you guys are doing really well. And I'm like, yeah, it is fun. We are doing really well as well. But also like, fuck, you don't understand the shit that we have to like,
Yeah.
the amount of work we have to put in, the amount of shit we have to go through to like not make it look like we're having fun, but just get to that point where we are having fun, but also really trying hard at what we do. It
Yeah.
doesn't just happen,
We
if that makes
all
sense.
work very hard.
Mm.
So
Yeah. Okay, my one. For myself, I don't know. I feel like I'm at a limbo stage in my life right now. I feel like I definitely want to move out of home, see what happens after that. And then for CAYA, just add on to what Gina was saying, I feel like like she was saying, we're into our 3rd year now. I don't know what the statistics are for like startups, but I don't really think we really fall into that category.
apparently it's at like 5 years if you make it past 5 years, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, but like also we're not like,
Not an early stage startup anymore.
yeah, but also I wouldn't really like, I feel like categorizing us as a startup really like puts us in a box. I feel like we're just going about our thing, and we eventually, if we're consistent or get lucky, which we're bound to get lucky very soon, I can feel it. Yeah, I get that like just stability, and hope that we don't give up before we get there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me personally, it's about simplifying and attaining balance. For me personally, that's what I hope I get to do over the next year, kind of really in all areas of life. Work obviously being a big time consuming aspect of that, but yeah, like simplify and find balance, because I have not been balanced over the last year by a long shot. Yeah, I would also like to be compensated for the work that I put in. But yeah, I mean that's the reality of running a startup, and you know we also haven't always made the most short-term pure financial gain decisions in so many aspects, and you know so there's ways looking back that we, you know, hindsight is always 2020. There's lots of things that I would maybe change about how we ran things, but we also ran things more about the heart and serving the community than purely like immediate financial gain, and I'm proud of that, and I think it's set us up with a reputation and a space in the industry where people see that. But yeah, simplify. I think we've all kind of touched on it, like getting down to the best and simplest and most executable, you know, version of ourselves that we can be as a company, and do that at scale and with high impact. I think doing what we do well and best on a bigger scale and with as much impact as possible, and whether that's our productions or clients or things we work on. I think that's going to be what it is. Sticking to what we know and what we do well, and then to the stars. I think. I also, Jared said there's always an element of luck to it, but I also feel like we're gonna get that soon. And I also think luck, you work hard for luck. And I think we've been doing that.
We're planting all the seeds, and one might just grow in a good place.
There's like blind luck, and there's also like luck to where you put yourself in the right situations to where you can get lucky.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
that's
Compared to
where
just
we are.
yeah.
If anyone wants to throw some blind luck at us, though.
But you gotta like build on a solid foundation. You know what I mean? And I feel like you could consider that process.
Yeah. We're in a very good place to receive that, I think is the best way of looking at it. I've got a lot of exciting ideas and of how we're going to do that next year in terms of having our different kind of portfolios of specialty and how the team's going to run, our media concepts, which I think are becoming more and more valuable. I'm very excited for how things are going to change going into next year. And on that note, I feel like it's a pretty good time to wrap up the final episode of the CAYACast for 2023, the final episode of the CAYACast in the 111 studio space. It is episode 30 of the CAYACast. I don't know what percent of podcasts make it to 30, but it's definitely less than the 1% that make it to 20. So we are once again in the top percentile of podcasters ever, actually. To everyone who made it this far, I don't know who did, thank you immensely. And to anyone who has supported us as a brand, supported the CAYACast, supported what we do, supported us as a team, thank you so much from each and every one of us, and Durant, who is not here, and the rest of the people who have been on the CAYACast or joined us or supported. Thank you so much for believing in what we do and believing in the city that we believe in. And next year is going to be a very big one. We're very, very excited for it. You should definitely make sure, because something like 80% of you are not subscribed to us on YouTube, and that's some bullshit.
Just subscribe.
Why not? It supports us. It doesn't take anything from you, I promise. The content is excellently high quality.
Yeah, and in comment,
get involved. Have some banter.
Tell us
the
what you
comments
think.
get dry.
I want to kill the fly on this podcast. Where is
this
it?
fly has been one of the most impactful people on the podcast. But thank you so much for supporting us this year. Thank you so much for supporting everyone who we try to support as well. It means the world to us. Thank you each, you beautiful human beings.
Thanks, Brad.
And
thank you, Brad.
Dirty in the sky.
In the sky?
In Mossel Bay.
Good. Let's do this. Let's try and...
Let's see if we can...
Let's see if he answers.
Call him. You can do the... He can do the final... Make sure to like and subscribe, and you can do the whole spiel. Give him a quick call. See if we can do it. To end off.
Wait, no, where the fuck did it go?
You're gonna have to pop it right there.
Avery, can I call you back in like 10 minutes?
No, Durant, do the outro to the CAYACast right now. The outro.
Wow, okay. Thank you for tuning in. Share, like, subscribe. I just got visitors. So, this has been the CAYACast. This has been 2022. Cheers, bye.
Cool, lovely.
And on that note, thank you so much. We will see you next year.
Cheers.
Have a wonderful New Year's. Have a good job.
Mwah.
Much love to everybody. Thank you.
That's so funny. You're going back in 10 minutes.